of only repackaged content. We're going to try a Sylvan Fellowship. Deck 1 is going to be the Elves of Lorien starter deck, mixed in with some of the additional cards that came in the package. I'm going to be using Elrond instead of Haldir. And deck 2 is going to be another Sylvan deck. And the pictures might not be so familiar if you've seen them already, because I'm doing a alt art deck. The heroes are Haldir of Lorien. He's a 9-threat lore hero. 2/3/1/3. Sylvan Ranger Scout. Ranged. Combat action. If you have not engaged an enemy this round, exhaust Haldir of Lorien to declare him as an attacker, and resolve his attack against an enemy not engaged with you. Limit once per round. Arwen Indomnial. She's a 9-threat spirit hero. 3/1/2/3. Nordal Noble. Action. Discard a card from your hand to add 1 resource to a Noldor hero's resource pool, or to Aragorn's resource pool. Limit once per round. And Baragond, a 10-threat tactics hero. 0/1/4/4. Gondor warrior. Sentinel. Lower the cost to play weapon and armor attachments on Baragond by 2. So the starting threat is 28. And the focus of this deck is to strike first. The allies. Galadriel Weaver, a 1-cost spirit ally. 1/0/0/1 Sylvan craftsman. Cannot attack or defend. After Galadriel Weaver enters play, shuffle the top card of your discard pile back into your deck. Northern Tracker, a 4-cost spirit ally. 1/2/2/3 Dunedain Ranger. Response. After Northern Tracker commits to a quest, place 1 progress on each location in the staging area. Galadriel Minstrel, a 2-cost lore ally. 1/0/0/1 Sylvan Minstrel. Response. After Galadriel Minstrel enters play, search the top 5 cards of your deck for an event card and add it to your hand. Shuffle the other cards back into your deck. Sylvan Tracker, a 3-cost lore ally. A 1/1/1/3 Sylvan. Response. After a Sylvan character readies during the refresh phase, heal 1 damage from that character. And almost all the characters in this fellowship are going to be Sylvans, so we're not going to have trouble with damage. Ioris, a 0-cost lore ally, 0001, Gondor healer, cannot attack or defend. Action: spend 1 lore resource and exhaust Ioris, then heal 3 damage on a character. Any player may trigger this effect. So this can heal the characters that aren't Sylvan. Galadon Archer, a 2-cost tactics ally, 0201, Sylvan warrior, ranged. Response: after Galadon Archer enters play, deal 1 damage to an enemy not engaged with you. Legolas, a 4-cost tactics ally, 1313, Sylvan warrior, ranged. Response: after Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, draw a card. And he's coming out in the Two Towers Saga expansion this fall. Marksman of Lorien, a 3-cost tactics ally, 0302, Sylvan warrior, ranged. Response: after Marksman of Lorien enters play, choose an enemy. That enemy gets -2 defense until the end of the round. And Gandalf, a 5-cost neutral ally, 444, Astari. At the end of the round, discard Gandalf from play. Response: after Gandalf enters play, choose 1. Draw 3 cards, deal 4 damage to 1 enemy in play, or reduce your threat by 5. For attachments, you have Unexpected Courage, a 2-cost Spirit attachment. Condition: attached to a hero. Action: exhaust Unexpected Courage to ready attached hero. Silver Harp, a 2-cost Spirit attachment, item instrument, attached to a Spirit hero, restricted. Response: after a card is discarded from your hand, exhaust Silver Harp to return that card to your hand. Bow of the Galadriel, a 1-cost tactics attachment, item weapon, attached to a Sylvan character with the range keyword, restricted. Attached character gets +1 attack, +2 instead if attacking an enemy not engaged with you. Dagger of Westerness, a 1-cost tactics attachment, artifact item weapon, attached to a hero, restricted. Attached hero gets +1 attack, +2 instead if attacking an enemy with a higher engagement cost than your threat. Gondorian Shield, a 1-cost tactics attachment, armor item, attached to a hero, restricted, limit 1 per hero. Attached hero gets +1 defense, +2 instead if attached hero has a Gondor trait. An Elf Friend, a 1-cost neutral attachment, title, attached to a character. Attached character gains the Noldor and Sylvan traits. And this is here to turn the non-Sylvan heroes to Sylvan so they can be healed by the Sylvan tracker. For events, we have Elven Light, a 1-cost spirit event. Elven Light can only be played from your discard pile. Action: return Elven Light to your hand from your discard pile, then draw 1 card. Elrond's Consul, a 0-cost spirit event. Action: if you control a unique Noldor character, give another character +1 willpower until the end of the phase, and lower your threat by 3. Dwarven Tomb, a 1-cost spirit event. Action: return 1 spirit card from your discard pile to your hand. A Test of Will, a 1-cost spirit event. Response: cancel the when revealed effects of a card that was just revealed from the encounter deck. Hasty Stroke, a 1-cost spirit event. Response: cancel a shadow card just triggered during combat. Tree People, a 0-cost lore event. Action: return a Sylvan ally you control to your hand to search the top 5 cards of your deck for a Sylvan ally. Put that ally into play and shuffle the other cards back into your deck. You can only play 1 copy of the Tree People each phase. And the last card is Host of the Galadriel, a 4-cost neutral event. Planning action: return each Sylvan ally you control to your hand. Then play each of those allies from your hand 1 at a time at no cost. So there's all the cards. And let's get playing. So during this campaign mode, we're going to have a sheet to keep track of our score and XPs gained and lost. There's cards in here that are scalable and upgradable by spending XP points that you've gained. And how to gain those: on each campaign card, there's going to be a resolution at the back that for different key things that you've fulfilled, you gain points. So there may be times during this quest that you might think, why did I do this? I'm trying to gain the points. So the more risk you take, the more points you're going to get. Dream Chaser, Part 1. Voyage across Beligir. You are playing campaign mode. Setup. Each player chooses a modification boon for each of their ship objectives and attaches it to that ship objective. For each ship objective, its controller may deal 2 damage to it and add 1 resource to a hero's resource pool. Shuffle Anonymous, Fate, and Thunderstruck into the encounter deck. Shuffle Clowny into the Corsair deck. Crowley, 35 engagement cost, 2, 2, 2, 2. Corsair Raider. For each resource on Crowley, he gets +1 threat, attack, defense, and hit point. If Crowley has 3 or more resources on him, he gains victory 3. So you're going to have to deal with him 3 times. Forced. When Crowley engages you, place 1 resource on him. At the end of the combat phase, return to the staging area. Anonymous Fate. Burden. Treachery. Surge. Anonymous Fate cannot be cancelled. When revealed, each player must either reveal an encounter card, raise their threat by X, or deal X damage divided among characters they control. X is the campaign card's part number. The players may add Anonymous Fate to the victory display. So it's weak at the beginning, but it gets worse as the campaign goes on. And Thunderstruck. It's a 46 engagement cost. Ship enemy. 3, 6, 5, 4. Corsair ship elite. Archery 1. Boarding 2. Immune to player card effects. Thunderstruck gets +2 hit points per player. You cannot take more than 4 damage each round. (1A) Departure from the Havens. Set up. Prepare the Corsair deck. Players prepare their fleet. Shuffle each stage 2 in the quest deck so their order is random, leaving stage 3 on the bottom. Search the encounter deck for 1 copy of Rolling Seas and 1 copy of Scouting Ship and add them to the staging area. Shuffle the deck. So we got the Rolling Seas and the Scouting Ship. Now we get to prepare our fleet. Here's the enemies that go off to a separate area. We each get to pick one of these nice ships. One ship has to be the Dream Chaser. It's a 5/4/4/18 Greyhaven ship, immune to player card effects, Sentinel. The Dream Chaser can be committed to sailing test, even if you are not the first player, and counts as 2 characters when committing to a sailing test. If the Dream Chaser is destroyed, the players lose the game. So going to sailing tests, it happens at the beginning of the quest phase, where you have to exhaust X characters and then discard X cards from the encounter deck. This is a way, when you're sailing, to stay on course. At the beginning of the quest phase, you shift your token off course, and then you discard cards, and if they have this ship wheel symbol on the bottom left corner, you move your token to the left, and when you have it sunny, you're on course. So if you're off course by 2, you have to reveal 2 ship wheels to get back on course. And the key is to always stay on course. And with ship objectives, they can only be attacking ships or defending against ships. And the other ships are Gornace. This is a new ship that was introduced in the campaign. 4/4/3/17. Immune to player card effects. Ranged. Sentinel. Action. Discard the top 2 cards of your deck to deal 1 damage to an engaged non-unique enemy. Limit once per round. And if the ship's destroyed, you're eliminated from the game. Another one that was introduced in this campaign was Dustbringer, a 3/4/3/16 Gondor ship, immune to player card effects, Sentinel. Response. After you play a card with an odd printed cost, add 1 resource to a hero's resource pool. Limit once per round. And if it's destroyed, you're eliminated from the game. We have Silverwing, a 2/4/2/14 Gondor ship, immune to player card effects, Sentinel, ranged. Reduce your starting threat by 3. Each hero you control gets +1 attack. If it leaves play, you're eliminated. Narlenya, a 3/3/5/16 Greyhaven ship, immune to player card effects, Sentinel. Reduce the cost of the first ally you play each round by 1, and if it's destroyed, you're eliminated from the game. Dawn Star, 3/3/4/16 Gondor ship, immune to player card effects, Sentinel. Raise your starting threat by 3, and you draw 1 additional card during the resource phase. And if it's destroyed, you're eliminated from the game. The other hero I'm going to pick or ship, is Silverwing, where I'll reduce my starting threat by 3, and each of my heroes gets +1 attack. Because my deck is a strike first deck, so give my heroes extra attack. Now the modification boons. Got extra sales, zero cost attachment. When extra sales leaves play, remove it from the game. Attached ship gets extra 1 willpower. And the modification boons. Extra sales, zero cost boon attachment. Modification. When extra sales leaves play, remove it from the game. Attached ship gets +1 willpower. Enlarged quarters. When enlarged quarters leaves play, remove it from the game. Attached ship gets +3 hit points and can be committed to any sailing test. Ballistica, it's a modification weapon. While Ballistica leaves play, remove it from the game. Attached ship gets +1 attack. And armor plating. When armor plating leaves play, remove it from the game. Attached ship gets +1 defense. I'm going to pick armor plating for the Dream Chaser. And extra sails for the Silver Wing. So the Dream Chaser has +1 defense, and Silver Wing has +1 willpower. And there's another keyword to talk about is boarding. That means when a ship enemy engages you, you have to reveal X enemies from the Corsair deck, and X is the boarding value on the ship enemy. So this is boarding 1. I would have to reveal 1 enemy from the Corsair deck and put it into play engage with me.